Hey everyone, it's Ben from Kinetic Movement. I just thought I'd hop on here. I made this graphic the other day and I love conditioning. So I thought I'd share it with you guys a little bit. Conditioning is kind of the umbrella as a whole, and then we have some subsections that fall under it. Really good to implement. I would say, in my opinion, I'm a little biased being an endurance athlete, but in everyone's training, everyone should have some sort of conditioning in it. So there's a couple different things here. Starting on the very far right hand side, we have aerobic style conditioning. So that's with oxygen. And then on the opposite end, we have high intensity interval training. So again, you can use this as an endurance athlete. You can use this as a tactical athlete, like a firefighter or a police officer. Or you can just use this for sport. It's a really, really good thing to implement for athletes as well. So I just thought I'd break this down a little bit more and talk through it. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start on the aerobic conditioning and we'll work our way down the spectrum here. So aerobic conditioning, also known as zone 2 training or long slow distance training. I'm sure there's a few other things, but those are kind of what I hear thrown around the most for terminology. I always preach this, not only for myself, but other athletes. Some people find it, it can be a bit monotonous and a bit boring, but it's good. You really got to build a strong foundation to kind of be able to peak and get a higher ceiling. So the stronger and bigger the foundation is, the greater your kind of ceiling can be as an athlete. So it's important to have that in there. Heart rate wise, you want this between 60 and 70% of your maximum heart rate. The duration of these sessions, 30 minutes to multiple hours if you're a professional endurance athlete. You really want this to be kind of cyclical motion, so running, cycling, rowing. Um, you will kind of see some adaptations with your body here with this style of training. So you'll get greater mitochondria, more capillary density. So these are really good in terms of metabolic efficiency and how your body is using fuel. And then you'll get some hypertrophy of the cardiac muscles, especially in the left ventricle. So not only are you going to get a thicker wall, but you're going to be able to fill heart with more blood. So your resting heart rate's actually going to drop if you do this style of training, which just is essentially your body getting a little more efficient at distributing, nutrients and blood and oxygen throughout your body. Okay, so moving on to threshold style training. This one is it's a tough one. It's a long, slow grind. It's also known as tempo or pace training. The best way to kind of define this style of training is you're going from aerobic to anaerobic. So I know we've all had that sensation when you're working really hard. And you're starting to feel kind of that burning sensation. That's just the accumulation of lactic acid. Your body's not able to clear it, it's accumulating and it's building up. So that's kind of what this threshold style training is. Depending on how fit you are, you're going to be between 60 and 90% of your maximum heart rate. Session example that I have here is 2 by 10 minutes at threshold with 3 minutes of recovery in between. So again, great style conditioning to fit into your training. Moving on, we have intervals. So this is VO2 style training. So VO2 is just essentially how efficiently your body uses oxygen. So doing these intervals is going to improve that. The intervals can vary from 30 seconds all the way up to 5-minute intervals. The longer duration is obviously going to be a lot more challenging. So you're going to be a lot more fit and you're going to be a lot more used to this style of training before going for those longer duration style intervals. Heart rate wise, you want to be between 85 to 100% of your maximum heart rate. Getting close to that 100% should be near the end of the interval. So it's tough. It's really hard. It's a very big mental game as well. The work to rest ratio I have here is 1-to-1. So, that's kind of, again, if you're used to this style of training, you can do that 1-to-1. You can also do the 1-to-2 or 1-to-3, kind of work your way up and progress towards that. So this just helps with, working at high intensities and being able to recover quicker. Then we have the high intensity interval training. So this is really good for sport, especially those shorter durations, really nice and quick. So you're doing this at maximal intensity. So this is actually greater than 100% of your VO2 max. I look at this in terms of cycling when you're kind of doing some anaerobic efforts, so some really hard pulls, and you're working really, really hard, a lot higher than what your kind of FTP percentage would be or your VO2 percentage. So there's no heart rate here. You're just pushing kind of as hard as you can for a certain time period. So the time period I have here is 30 to 90 seconds, and the work to rest ratio should be 1:5. You really want to take that longer duration on the rest so you can recover and still put out the same amount of effort interval to interval. Again, this is just kind of a blanket of some of the conditioning you can do. I really strongly suggest you fit this into your training week to week. You can try different styles of conditioning. And if you have any more questions, just let us know. I'd be happy to chat with you more about some conditioning.